For quite a while now, the statements have been made from Black women that they are, out of all races of women, the lowest group of women to date outside of their race. They gauge this based off of statistics and numbers that they, or data that they research, quote unquote, is what they love to quote, bringing receipts. And the second statement that follows behind this is the reason why, out of all races of women, they are the less likely group of women to date outside of their race, is because they are the most race loyal group of women. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. And now I'm going to hit you with this right here. Now, like I mentioned a minute ago, these are statements that they'll make. But if you ask me, these are excuses. These are ways of trying to make themselves look good, trying to defend that which cannot be defended. And to the untrained eye, to the untrained ear, listening to these statements, and then doing the data, looking up the research and data for yourselves, you would actually buy into this. But to the seasoned veteran, you know as well as I know that that is nothing more but a bunch of bull. And I'm going to break it down in this video. Now, I really don't know where this sword might land, which side of the blade it might come down on. It could come down on Black women. It very well might come down on you Black men. As a matter of fact, I believe that you Black men are going to find a good slice of this sword coming down on your Black ass. But when we sit up here and we ask the question and just gather that statement in the back of our brains for 1 second, that the Black woman is the most race loyal group of women, not only in the country, but on the planet. When you start to understand the dynamics of women and understand that what they look for has absolutely nothing to do with race or color. When we talk about, women are the same ones who talk about hypergamy all the damn time. So what I'm trying to figure out is, how do you now equate yourselves to being the most loyal race of women? And this is the reason why you don't date out. It's because you're being faithful to the Black man. You're holding it down for the Black man. When clearly we can see how communities look that are ran by Black women who are the head of households. How I've given y'all breakdowns on scenarios that I myself have personally encountered dating single mothers. Because these women are most loyal to the Black community. Now, like I said, to the untrained ear and to the unseasoned vet, you would actually buy into this statement. But somebody who actually knows the natures of women and why that would be completely illogical for any group of women to come online and make such a statement. Especially when you can take a look and see that your men are socially, economically, financially, mentally, and spiritually disenfranchised. My question then will remain to you is, what then is keeping you remaining race loyal to this Black community? The same community that many of you women sit here talk about you want to hashtag divest from. The same community that many of you women talk about you are leveling up and trying to get away from. Why you want to explore your options, get you a Brad. How do you fix your mouth to say that you are somehow the most race loyal group of women? But yet, your first dating option outside of your race is a white man. That right there completely contradicts itself. But if you leave it up to this Black woman, this is what she's going to tell you. And like I said, this is a means of giving herself kudos and trying to defend that in which cannot be defended. But once you understand how the mind frame of women operate, the fact that they use talking points of hypergamy, The fact that black women talk about choose the best man for the job. What is the best man for the job? A man who can provide, produce, and protect. So that right there lets us know where they stand. So when you sit back and you look at a group of men who are financially, spiritually, economically, and emotionally disenfranchised, who lack in leadership, who don't have power collectively, what is holding you loyal to this race of men? And this is another reason why I've told brothers time and time again, man, listen, the last place you should ever find yourself is on one of these panels arguing with one of these damn women. It is completely foolish. Trying to talk logic and reason to these damn women, to a group of women who have shown collectively that they don't have any faith in black men. And I can't say that I really blame them for that. But also, in addition, have shown that they have no respect for black men. Now I'm talking about collectively. This is what black women have shown. Now, once you understand what keeps any woman loyal to her race, what's going to keep her loyal to a man, whether she likes that man, whether she agrees with that man, what's going to hold her loyal to that man is power. This is another reason why I've told you brothers time and time again, man, listen, if you build it, women will follow. See, a lot of you brothers have fell into the okie doke from what a lot of these sisters were saying. And when they sit back and say, you black men don't protect us, you don't defend us. Look at all the black men on YouTube who are just trashing us. Where are you black men counteracting their arguments? And some of you brothers have actually tried to step up to the plate in defense in the names of these women. And I've even pointed it out to some of you brothers. Man, listen, at the end of the damn day, they're not even acknowledging your videos. They're not uplifting those videos. They're not promoting those videos. So therefore, I can't take them serious when they say, well, why aren't you black men defending us? And this is why I have never made videos encouraging black men to defend their honor by large. I just refuse to do it. Not as a collective. Don't do it. No. Individually, that's a whole other story. But the collective of black women, I'm sorry. No, it is a complete waste of time. You are going to find yourself on the short end of the stick. And what do I mean when I say this? To many of these brothers who found themselves making videos in defense of these women, uplifting these women, were the same brothers who had to bear witness to their videos getting a lack of views, a lack of shares, a lack of subscriptions, a lack of promotion. From who? The very same women who are now chastising black men, saying, well, where are you counteracting these black men's positions that are saying what they say about us? As a matter of fact, we witnessed, and I'm talking about years ago, is in many cases, these same women went as far as to uplifting non-black men. And I'm talking about whether it be an Asian man, whether it be a white man making a 3-minute video. I mean, I've witnessed these videos getting over 300,000 views in less than a year. Meanwhile, some of the same brothers who are out here making videos uplifting the image of black women, I've noticed their videos sitting at under 800 views within several years. Now that right there, I mean, what it did was it validated my point, the points that I was making back at that time, which actually substantiates what I'm saying now. Why I have never made videos encouraging black men to defend, by large, the honor of black women. I refuse to do it. Because I have witnessed the blatant hypocrisy, as many brothers have found out the hard way by going out here making videos attempting to uplift you. And y'all don't support those videos. But yet when you have an Asian man making a goofy video talking about why he likes him some chocolate, you have all of these black women sitting in the comment thread. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, I can't wait to have some mixed breed baby. I mean, this is what y'all have shown as a collective. I mean, many of you brothers should have seen this when that TV show Scandal was on the air and the way they were showcasing their lust and desire for white men on that TV show. Going on public forums, expressing their desire and their obsession for whiteness. So a lot of brothers found out the hard way that trying to defend the honor of black women as a collective is going to get you nowhere. In many cases, it is a complete waste of your time. Many of you brothers have figured this out. And that right there, furthermore, when you stop and you think about these things and you tie it all together, and then you listen to the rhetoric of what black women are saying about why they don't or are the least likely group of women to date outside of their race, and it's because they are the most race loyal. Where are we seeing this at? What examples do you have that actually show this? I mean, I've told many brothers time and time again, a lot of these sisters who are now claiming to be pro-black were the same ones dating white men, the same ones who have biracial children with white men, who at one point in time were married to white men. I've warned y'all about this in the past. But yet you will have these same sisters running around now claiming pro-blackness. How does this work? But yet if you leave it to these black women to now pull the wool over your head, she's going to tell you that the reason why she doesn't date out is because she is the most race loyal. And once you understand what is going to hold a woman race loyal, it is by having economic and financial power. It is by having resources. It is by having programs that can benefit them and the means to punish them if they get out of line. By what? Being able to exclude them from your resources. Now, a lot of you black men will sit here and say, well, you know, we're just going to exile you out of the community. This is what y'all say to black women. And what is the response that black women have actually showcased here on YouTube? Exile me from what? What have you built? What have you accomplished, black man? What can you exclude me from? You have no collective power. This is what black women will tell your black ass. So with this being said, what we have established now is that collectively, you do not respect this Negro. So when you do not respect this Negro, what I'm trying to find out from you black women, this is the question that I must ask now, is what is holding you race loyal to this black man? Somehow you are trying to hold down a community in a community where men have collectively failed. And these are according to your talking points. Now, if you know anything about who's going to uphold racial loyalty and structure in a community, that is men. Which is another reason why, if you don't believe what I'm saying, you take a good look at your black community and you will see the exact opposite of what I just mentioned. Because men are the ones who uphold structure within a community. What have I said? And I've said this over 5 years ago. When you seen all these Negroes back in 2013 and 2014 going back and forth with each other. The arguments that they were making to me and many other brothers where they were making absolutely no sense. I told y'all before, these black men have no structure. And once you understand the reason why these black men have no structure, you know that these Negroes most certainly are not capable of building anything. Why? Because they've never had this modeled in front of them. Structure is upheld through men. Values and principles are upheld through men. And even if the women disagree with it, if you show that you actually have something to offer that she can benefit from, she will get in line with your program time and time again. As I told y'all, when it comes down to the drug lord might be out here murdering people, putting people 6 feet under on several different occasions, every chance he gets. But yet he can still have him a college-educated nerdy girl on his side. One who has never lived that lifestyle. One who would most likely not support that lifestyle, but due to the fact that what he can bring to the table, she now submits to his authority. She might not agree with it, but goddamn it, I'm gonna still be down with him. This is what it is. This is another reason why I tell black men time and time again, man, listen. If you build it, women will follow. Sitting around doing anything else, trying to reason with them, trying to plead with them. Listen, black women, please don't give up on us. We're not all bad. Listen, doing all that bullshit is going to get you absolutely nowhere. Because at this point in time, it has now become a cliche to them. You're just giving us empty words. This is what they're going to tell you. Or when you finally turn around and ask them, well, listen, man, listen. All of the talking points that you have put forth by saying these black men are attacking you and what they're saying on YouTube about black women as a collective, how come you don't respect brothers like myself that come forth and defend you? What she will turn around and tell you is, listen, all you are offering us are empty words. These are no tangibles. And we don't need more empty words, more hopeless speeches. This is what they're going to tell you. This is another reason why I've told black men in the past, man, listen, making videos, trying to uplift their image, trying to defend their honor, you're going to find yourself getting slapped in the face. You're going to find yourself getting disappointed. This is another reason why you have a lot of men, and not just black men, but a lot of these men in these MGTOW movements. Because these men have been led astray. These men have been taught to follow practices on praising women, being such this goody-goody two-shoes guy, this nice guy, listening to everything that the woman says and being sensitive to her feelings and a bunch of bullshit. And then they come to find out as they get older and they try to use these interactions with women that this doesn't work. This is not appealing to women. And most of these men were taught this by other women. So now as they get older and they get out here in the real world and they realize everything that I was taught on how to treat women is backfiring on me. Why is it that these women are not choosing guys like me, but choosing guys who are the exact opposite? And in many cases, these guys end up going MGTOW or some other group where they are antisocial from women. And this is how this happens. Because they have been given advice that is outdated, obsolete advice that no longer works. You are applying tactics that were once applicable in the 1920s and 30s. We in 2019 now. This shit is old, obsolete, and outdated. It is a complete waste of time. It is time to switch up the strategy. But a lot of men don't understand this until it's too late. Until they bang their head up against the wall several times. And then it usually leads to a whole nother extreme taking place. But I'm kind of going off on another tangent here. So now the question once again, by large, is what would hold a black woman loyal to a group of men who have collectively established no power? To a group of men who can't even show that they can hold down their own continent. I mean, you got over there in the continent of Africa right now, African leaders prompting up Chinese men as African chieftains. I mean, how do you explain this? The whole damn world can see this level of weakness and buffoonery. When you have black pastors that sit in these churches engaging in buffoonery, not empowering his community, but turning his community of men, or the ones who go there, as weak, docile, subservient, and submissive men. How does a black woman now turn around and say that she remains most race loyal to that? And then on top of that, when you sit back and you take a look at black men's actions as a collective, how quick you will find black men out here dating outside the race. And according to black women, this is what they state, is that you black men do this at a rate 3 times more than we do. When you have Negroes who are going to make it their business to go on public forum and say, I don't do dark-skinned women. I mean, you had a Negro here back in 2011. I ain't even going to mention his name. I haven't seen a Negro in years. Don't care to affiliate with him. But he was one of these clowns who was on YouTube. Made a YouTube video talking about, I don't do dark butts. And you've had a host of black men come out saying stupid shit like this ever since that time. And when you can collectively not only hear them saying this, but yet you look at their dating choices. Yet black women will send me images of black men out here dating these frumpy dumpy, morbidly obese looking females of other races, mainly white women. And you can see this taking place on a daily basis. I mean, a lot of y'all will look at somebody like Omari Hardwick's wife, and according to what many of y'all say, she looks like, what was it, Marilyn Manson on crack? I mean, that's what a lot of y'all say. I mean, listen, it is what it is if that's how y'all feel about it. I ain't here to speak in their defense or none of the above. But what I'm doing is I'm pointing out the obvious. And if y'all can see this on a major scale, on a mainstream collective, if I got black women who are sending me images like this, and furthermore, I'm going to have to conceive y'all point when it comes down to a lot of the shit y'all saying about these Negroes going out here dating these morbidly obese females, because I'm seeing this shit now. Now, maybe this was just something I didn't pay attention to years ago, but now that it's being brought up to my attention, guess what? I'm seeing this shit more than what I would like to say that I'm observing this. So when we can all sit back and collectively observe this, and other black men themselves have pointed this out too, made videos showcasing this. So when we can see this on such a grand scale, my question is, black woman, what remains, or what is going to keep you remaining loyal to this community? The very same Blackistan in which y'all are trying to get away from. The very same Blackistan that y'all make hashtags claiming to divest from. Because once again, once you understand what is going to hold a race of women loyal to their men, regardless of who they stick their penises in, because this is the fact when it comes down to just men in general, especially men of power. Men of power are going to sample all different races of women. That's just what they're going to do. Why? Because they got the power to do so. But the difference between those men versus black men is men of power of other races typically say, you know what? I'm going to establish my family within my race. So that way I can pass down my wealth, my resources, my power, my name, my legacy down onto this family. That don't mean I'm going to just strictly deal with this race of women as far as who I'm going to bang. No, I'm going to have my dick in all kinds of pussy. But when it comes down to who I'm going to procreate with, they understand that I have to be with a woman within my own race. And typically for men who are born under these circumstances where they come from a mother and father who have power, yeah, when they're younger, they're going to find themselves exploring all different types of women. But when they know anything about tradition and family values, they know that they've already got a wife selected for them. So listen, you can have fun with these other races of women. You ain't finna marry them. All right? We have already pre-selected a wife for you. And this is how this is going to go down. And this is typically how race loyalty is maintained. Just like when it comes down to Arabics. Now, it's not the fact that these women will not date outside their race. Women will go to whoever the highest bidder is, wherever they feel most protected, wherever they feel safe, whoever's going to give them the most to provide for. That's where she's going to find herself. Skin color has absolutely nothing to do with it. Holding down the race and we gotta rebuild this black community. No, that is not the black woman's agenda, nor has it ever been. So when you find the black woman sitting up here saying, well, the reason why we don't do this is because we are the most race loyal. No. One of the reasons why she's unable to do it is because she has no problem playing into negative and ancient old stereotypes. And she breathes fresh life into them every chance she gets, which furthermore makes her undesirable. It's not because she's physically unattractive. No, black women are very attractive. I don't give a damn what anybody says. But one of the reasons is, number one, you have no problem contributing to ancient old stereotypes, playing right into this negative narrative that has been painted about black women for years now. Number two, you are also associated with poverty. Okay? This is also another reason why a lot of men don't look at that as a good choice. No, I can't affiliate myself or align my bloodline with that. Now, I can sleep with that. I can bend it over a few times. I can have some fun with it, but I ain't gonna wife you. And this is something else that these stupid ass swirlers can't seem to figure out. And this is another reason why Crystal and Carrison's stupid black ass sits on YouTube making a video wondering why is it that you white guys don't want to get with us when you're in your prime, but when you're old, all of a sudden you want to get with us. How come you just didn't choose us initially? Once again, it goes right back into what I just said a second ago. Because they understand, and in many cases, they had black girlfriends when they were younger. They had them as flings in high school, whatever the case is, sex partners, a scandal. I mean, you know. That just lets you know where it stands. But in many cases, they understand, listen, at the end of the damn day, I have to produce a white family. I have to pass down this financial wealth and resources on to children that look like me. Not a bunch of mixed breeds, which is typically why in many cases when these dudes get involved with these women, and I'm talking about rich men, They don't marry them. They don't give them children. Yeah, you can reap the benefits of this lifestyle, but you're not going to get the keys to the treasure room ever. That's it. That's how it's going to work. And yet, in many cases, swirlers can't figure this out. But when you're a seasoned veteran and you start to analyze the behaviors of people, you start to understand why these things take place. So yet at the same time, the black woman will sit up here and say, well, the reason why we're not dating outside the race is because we're most race loyal. But my thing is, how are you the most race loyal when you are the only group of women who will get online and denigrate your men the way you do? The only race of women who will get online with a racist white guy making YouTube videos talking about how slave masters used to rape black men. I mean, how do you classify that as somehow you being most race loyal? How do you classify yourself as being most race loyal when you create Dusty Beta Male t-shirts and are trying to sell this shit to black people? I mean, where the hell do the two even make, how does it even add up? I don't know. But if you leave it up to this black woman, this is what she's going to tell you. And once again, for the untrained eye, you might actually believe this bullshit. If you're still living at home with your mama, you're 16, 17 years old, and your mama's telling you this bullshit, oh yeah, you being raised by your single mother, yeah, you're going to be quick to believe this. But once you become a seasoned veteran and you stepped away from that realm, you know, okay, there's more that meets the eye here. Shit isn't adding up. And like I said, the two reasons why they don't date outside the race, and there's many others in addition to that, but one, it being they play into negative old stereotypes. Number two, they're affiliated with poverty. You don't believe me? It's the same thing that they'll say when other races of women want to get with your black ass. And they're talking about black men. They don't typically talk about how you're good fathers. They don't typically talk about how you are good providers, good protectors. Why? Because the majority of black, and once again, because I have to now mesh this all in together. And it is the same reason why you find these morbidly obese, unattractive, undesirable, non-black women who decide that once they're all used up, where are they going to go? Because they know they can't get the men within their own race. They know white men aren't going to accept them. They know the Hispanic man is not going to accept them. They know the Asian man is not going to accept them. So where do they typically find themselves? With some low-seated, low-hanging Negro. This is who they get with. This is another reason how black men have earned the reputation of being the trash man, picking up trash of other people's races. Now, y'all can say what y'all want to say, but you got plenty of women who have made Cynthia G, who have made videos stating this, showcasing pictures and images of black men with these morbidly fat, nasty, unattractive looking non-black women. This is what she has showcased. And just off of that alone, what that furthermore lets me know is that black men are not affiliated with being wealthy, successful, cream of the crop. This is another reason why attractive women, if they deal with, listen, they'll deal with black men because black men have a sex reputation. You want to get your back blown out, oh yeah, go get you a black man. But typically many of these women will just find themselves sleeping with black men, but ain't going to marry a black man. That's typically how that's going to go down, especially when she's in her prime. Now, if she finds herself falling flat on her damn face, yeah, she's going to turn around and get herself a Negro. That's how that typically works. So it once again ties into the stereotype that black people are affiliated with poverty. This is what this furthermore produces, or substantiates, I should say. And now, this is where that sword, like I said, it can find itself falling anywhere in this video. But this is where it's going to fall down as if it already hasn't come down on you black men. Because for a while now, you hear black men saying stupid statements such as this when they get with white women, non-black women. Many of you goofy ass Negroes put up posts, whether it be on Facebook, and I see y'all doing this dumb shit all the damn time. The white woman holds us down. This is what you Negroes say. Okay? The white woman's got your back. The white woman lets you be the man in the relationship. This is what y'all say. Some of you Negroes, as I told y'all before, I've had black men tell me that they're our allies. Really? It just speaks volumes when you hear a group of men who are so easily fooled, they can sit up and make such statements, but yet have nothing to substantiate that this white woman is really your ally, that she's really fighting for your black ass, she's really helping put you on the map. I mean, in what way? In what way? Because in many cases, which furthermore just elaborates on the statements that many of these black females say, is that you black men are not looked at as good fathers, good relationship material, good protectors, good providers. No. Now, let me go ahead and just clarify this, because I know what somebody's going to come along and say, well, there's plenty of black men who got money and get with non-black women. Yes, that is true. And typically, these men will typically get with fairly decent looking women, in certain cases, very attractive looking non-black women. But now, if that Negro did not have the money that he has, would that same attractive non-black woman, whether it be a white female, whether it be an Asian, whether it be a Hispanic, would she find herself dealing with this Negro if he was broke or whether he was the average Joe? In many cases, no, because there's not enough of a benefit in it for them. They know this is too big of a gamble for me to take this risk. Now, if the Negro got money, okay, even if we break up, at the end of the damn day, I'm still going to have access to that money. He's still going to end up paying me all kinds of money in alimony and child support. So, yeah, she has no problem doing it once his black ass has established money. But when you have nothing, just like I have noticed these Negroes creating these groups on Facebook, how black men who love white women, stupid ass groups of this nature. This is what you'll find black men putting together, who sit back and say the white woman holds us down. This is what the Negroes are going to tell you if you listen to their foolishness. But then again, when you go to these Facebook groups, what you're going to find are a bunch of morbidly obese, old, washed up, used up. What do y'all say? What do you Negroes say? Hit the wall? Yeah, these are the types of white women who are typically on these pages. Those who white men themselves don't even want. But if you leave it to the Negro, he's going to sit here and put this woman on a pedestal. And then I've even caught myself getting into arguments with some of these Negroes, asking the question, well, where are the attractive white women at? And that's a good question. Because for those of you Negroes who sit up here and y'all say that these white women are holding you down, and then to sit down and ask the question now, when you're sitting in these Facebook groups putting white women on pedestals, but yet the ones who are on there are blatantly unattractive, and you're asking where the attractive ones are at, once again, that highlights the point of what I just said. That they will mainly deal with you once they understand there is more of a gain in it for them. Because if she deals with your black ass and you're broke, and you knock her up, you put an excessive amount of mileage on her odometer, guess what? White men ain't gonna want her. They're not gonna take her back. Likewise with the Hispanic. The Hispanic man ain't gonna want him. They ain't gonna take him back. The Asian man, he ain't gonna want him. He's not gonna take him back. So in that case, typically they find themselves dealing with your black ass. Now, for many of you Negroes who run around and say, well, the white woman holds us down, she knows how to let me be the man in a relationship. About, let's say, 2.5, maybe 3 months ago, you had a football player. I think he played for the North Carolina Panthers. And he was sitting down, and y'all all seen the video. The video is about probably no more than 15 seconds long. Sitting down with a host of other Negroes, all of them with white girlfriends, at a restaurant saying cheers to more light-skinned kids. Okay? And y'all seen this shit. Some of the most pathetic shit I've ever seen in my life. Cheer to more light-skinned kids, cheer to more light-skinned kids. This is what they were doing. A group of dusty Negroes sitting at a restaurant or wherever the hell they were at, toasting to more light-skinned babies. Okay? Now, for those of you Negroes who say that the white woman is holding you down, I want you to take a look at what took place in that video clip. Notice how you only had black men sitting up saying this dumbass shit. The white females that were sitting there, they took a toast, but however, they weren't co-signing that bullshit. It was only these Negroes, they were on their own. Now, most likely, I'm going to conclude that the rest of these Negroes were NFL players, just like that lame Negro who said that stupid shit. But I want you to notice once again now, if these Negroes are NFL players, you notice how now they went ahead and got involved with white women who are not on their level financially, who, ever since your black ass came into her lifestyle, you have now elevated her lifestyle. And yet, since the white woman holds you down so fucking much, notice how she did not respond to what you said. Notice how she did not co-sign what you said. Once again, showing your black ass that, listen, man, you on your own with this stupid shit. Furthermore, if the white woman holds you down, if she lets you be the man in the relationship, and I want y'all to think about this. And I mean, listen, man, this just lets you know how stupid black men are when they talk this bullshit about the white woman or any woman letting you be a fucking man. Just understand how weak that shit is whenever you say some punk ass shit like that. You know, they gonna let me be the man. She just let me be the man. Dude, no, stop. Right then and there, it tells me you know nothing about being a goddamn man. First of all, ain't no woman supposed to let you do any fucking thing as a damn man. As a grown ass man, you are supposed to conduct yourself as such. It is just that damn simple. So to sit up asking women, why don't you let me be the man? That is some of the lamest fucking shit I've ever heard in my life. But now let me digress from that. And let me get into the point that I originally wanted to make. Because a lot of you black men will sit up here and say that this white woman is holding you down. And this is why you go out here and you deal with her. You know, she's just a better option than black women. She's more submissive than black women because she knows how to let me be the man. And once again, I'm going to tell you that is some of the dumbest, weakest fucking shit I have ever heard in my life. To listen to no grown-ass man saying no shit like that. Listen, I'm finna to walk the hell away from you. I can't be affiliated with that. But if you leave it up to these Negroes, this is what they say. Okay? So this is why the Negroes who come across money go ahead and get themselves a white woman, because that affiliates your success, and you know she just knows how to be a better option. Now I will say this much. The white woman has the card of the black woman. She knows how to prey on your dysfunction, and I've said this time and time again, and this is something that many of you black women haven't figured out for a long time now, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. I need to go into the point that I really want to say here. For you black men who sit up here and say that dumbass shit, that the white woman is more submissive, she's more docile. I mean, first of all, I've even seen white men make response videos to my videos and say, man, listen, I don't know where black men come across thinking that the white woman is more submissive. Y'all deeply mistaken if that's what y'all thinking. So this just lets me know if this white man doesn't even have control over this woman. And now, according to what many people say, according to what swirlers say, the white man is the apex predator. He is the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme. So now how do you, if he is the creme de la creme and doesn't even have his woman in order, what makes you think your black ass is going to have his woman in order? I mean, first of all, Negro, you couldn't even get your own woman in order. That's first and foremost. What the fuck makes you think you're going to go to somebody else's playing field and get their woman in order? I mean, are you Negro serious? I mean, this is the shit that comes out your mouth. But for those of y'all who say this, I mean, that entire video with them shine ass Negroes stepping and fetching and shoe shining, toasting the more light-skinned kids, with the foolishness of what they were saying, just what took place that day in itself debunks this in its entirety. Because here you have a Negro who makes substantial money, way more money than this white woman that he's gotten involved with. And I'm going to tell you something right now. The first thing you need to understand is what's going to keep a woman in check, and I've told y'all this in the beginning of the video, is establishing resources, wealth, power. And furthermore, having the means to exclude them from something when they decide to get out of line. So when you say, okay, I'm going to exile you from this community, she actually has a reason to be in fear of what you're saying versus laughing at you and saying, exile me from what, Negro? You haven't established nothing. And what gives you the ability to say this is just like with this Negro. Well, he's actually got cut from the Panthers, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what his status is now, but the time when he stated this, he was gainfully employed. So we know that he is the reason why this female's life has been elevated. He's the reason now. He has the money. He has the resources. And yet, while having money and resources, when you take a look at that video, how the hell did that video surface and make its way to the internet to begin with? That video was not recorded by a group of black women who were sitting side by at the next table, adjacent at the next table, and happened to hear that dumb shit and recorded it and posted it on social media. No, that's not what happened. It wasn't recorded by a security camera or none of the above. Some outsider recorded this, some paparazzi. No, that's not what took place. The very same one who recorded this video was the very same woman who was supposed to be holding him down. The very same bearer of that light-skinned kid that he was jeering to. So my question now, for you Negroes who sit up here and say that this white woman is more submissive, where was her submission? For those of y'all who sit up here and say that the white woman holds you down, where did this happen? Show me what example do you have that explains this? For you Negroes who sit up here and say that the white woman's a better option because she knows how to hold her black man down, she's more submissive, she lets me be the man. And here we have a Negro who had all the tools necessary to keep his woman in check. And yet it is his white woman who aired his black ass out, showcasing in front of the entire world that this Negro is nothing other than a goddamn shine. So what this goes to show me, and that right there just solidifies a whole nother level of weakness. And what it tells me is even when you have money, even when you have resources, even when you have established power, you still can't keep your woman in check. And this is why it sounds stupid as fuck when you black men get online and you make these videos or you say, well, the white woman hold us down, this is why we go ahead and did them. Once again, let me go ahead and say this, and I'll continue to say this until I'm blue in the damn face. I don't care who you date. I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care who you choose to marry. But if you can't even get your own shit in order, what I'm trying to figure out is what the fuck makes you think you're going to go to somebody else's house and keep their woman in check when you can't even keep yours in check. It is just that goddamn simple. But this is what goes on with many of you black men. And a lot of you black men can't think. And like I said, it is time and time again, we will see you black men paired up. I mean, it's unfortunate because I'm seeing, some of these black men, I've seen some black men that I've known personally, who at one point were dating highly attractive black women, to now find themselves hugged up with some older, used up female of another race, children of another race, and you the only black person in the picture taking pictures, smiling away. I don't understand what the fuck is going on with you Negroes. I really don't, man. Seriously. This is why I can't fuck with you black men like this. You black men need help, man. Seriously. I mean, you got no fucking pride. And it's just like I've been saying years ago. You Negroes have no structure. This is why y'all do the shit you do. You have no pride and standards. This is why you have no problem walking down the street in the middle of a black fucking neighborhood with a morbidly obese looking female of another race. While everybody's staring at your stupid black ass, here you are hand in hand with this woman thinking you the shit. I mean, Negro, are you serious? But this is the standards within black men. And I say all that to once again tie it back into the initial point of what I initially stated in this video. When this black woman says that she is the most race loyal, and I've given you an entire breakdown. And if I'm seeing this, and I'm not talking about through social media, I'm talking about when I'm out and about, when I'm out shopping, when I'm on my way to work, when I'm on the job, this is what I'm seeing. If I'm seeing this on this scale, then we most certainly know that black women as a collective have been seeing this. So when you bear witness to this, I come back and I ask the question once again to you black women. What now is it that is holding you to be most race loyal out of all other races of women? You somehow are the most race loyal to a group of men who, according to what you say now, have established nothing, have amounted to no power, have no resources collectively, have shown that they are the first chance they get, they go out and get themselves a non-black woman. And we see this. It don't even matter what she looked like. She could be the nastiest looking wildebeest that you've ever seen. And this Negro is happy to be with her. And I'm seeing this as well. So with all of these things being understood, what I'm trying to figure out to you black women, and the question that I ask again, is what is it that is holding you race loyal to a group of men that you have collectively deemed to be as powerless, disenfranchised? And with that being said, that's all I got to say in this video. And I'll catch you on the flip side.